Oh, we'll have 44.
I can't take the crunching. I have a disorder. I have a disorder where I can't hear the moisture in someone's mouth or crunching. It makes me crazy.
Now I do too. Now that you mentioned it.
Yeah, I have a disorder. There's a name for it. My sister always tells me about it because
really?
I can't because whenever she calls me, she's eating pretzels. Yeah. Because whenever she calls me, she's eating, and I want to strangle her and everybody else. And she goes, "You have this disorder, and it's called blah blah blah." And I don't know what the hell it is, but I can't. I'm telling you right now, I can't take it. I'm trying to keep my New Year's resolution intact. But when I got my headphones on and someone's crunching in my ear, it's nothing personal. I know people got to eat, but it's something like it's a disorder. It's hardwired into me.
I don't think it's that weird of a thing to dislike.
No, that's exactly right.
I hear the crunching and I hear like the breaking down of the food in the mouth, and it makes me
right. The masticating.
It's like my slowly I turn moment.
Could you please eat with a little less saliva?
But I do it all the time. Like So I'm guilty as charged. But when I hear somebody else do it, it's like I see red.
Yeah,
and I see
your
color.
own stuff is never gross.
Yeah. Oh, right there. See, I can't take that. I can't. I'll shut this minute down and I'll go to bed.
I forgot to mute it for that one. It's my roommate's gluten-free pretzels.
Oh, so they're nice and they're delicious and I love them. It's a good crunch. But on the other end of that, the receiving end of that, I'm telling you right now.
I'll move over, Swanson. I'm driving.
Welcome back to the Caddyshack Minute, the podcast where we jump into the deep end of Caddyshack 1 minute at a time. I'm Tom Taylor. With me, as always, are Mike DiMaria.
And I'm still keeping my New Year's resolutions intact.
So far, so good. Good for you.
I'm keeping my temper.
And we're also joined... Say who?
I said I'm keeping my temper in a good spot.
Now I have to edit. And now we've also got Dan Lewis.
All right. As you can hear, I'm not keeping my New Year's resolution. I said I was going to lay off the bull shots this year, and I haven't done it.
No, you got all that stock to go through. You got to do something with it.
Mix myself up another bull shot.
That occurred to me after all that conversation we had about bull shots. I was listening to one of those today, and I realized, oh wait, now he's got. I was like, oh, what a ton of work just for one cocktail. And I was like, wait, now he's got all the beef stock. He could just make a new bull shot whenever he wants in a jiffy.
Or you take it home and you make beef bourguignon.
Sure, if you want to be weird about it and use beef stock for something crazy.
Or what you could also do is make beef stock ice cubes.
Oh my God!
That way you could keep it fresh. You could keep it frozen.
That is a great idea.
But then just put them in your vodka or something.
Just drop them in the vodka and make. Ooh, that's like a deconstructed bull shot.
It's an artisanal bull shot right there.
I think I think
we are going to be rich.
Yeah, I think we better. That just a glass of vodka with 3 big ice cubes, the beef stock ice cubes, little celery salt, little Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah.
And a lime wedge, if I remember correctly.
That's right, the lime wedge garnish. Wow, that's
delightful.
That's a bull shot with minus the bullshit.
It's like your lunch and a cocktail, one thing.
Yeah.
That would photograph really well too.
It would.
Just the floating beef stock in an ice cube and a clear
beef cubes
in Real Simple magazine or Dwell. Yeah.
Lucky Peach.
Artisanal magazine.
It's disgusting. Listen, guys.
Yeah, let's get going here. This is good stuff.
Yeah, minute 44. This is minute 44.
It's fun.
It's Caddy Day at the pool. This minute begins with the caddies descending on the pool for Caddy Day for the next 15 minutes, and it ends with the lifeguard asking Angie to put his shorts back on. And of course, our buddy Mitchell. Oh, I was going to ask you this, Mike. Or no, Dan. Who plays Motormouth? Who's the actor who plays Motormouth?
We looked this up before, and
Did you say his name was Hamilton Mitchell?
That's right, Hamilton Mitchell.
But now they're calling him Mitchell.
I see where you're going with this.
Yes. We think that Motormouth's real name is Mitchell, like in the movie, that his name is Mitchell. He wasn't born with the name Motormouth. But now, is that like a meta thing? Well, we can't make up a name for him other than Motormouth. We'll just call him Mitchell because his name's Mitchell.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep, town historian on Parks and Recreation, Hamilton Mitchell.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. That's so
That's
weird.
right. That's
like
that,
Tony
now that
Danza.
clinches it for me, Tom. Mitchell was definitely the third guy in the caddy tournament. Mitchell is the guy that comes out with the clubs, jumps right into the pool.
Of course. It's a total motor mouth move.
And what does he
I'm
say?
going to
as
jump in
he's-
with my clothes
What
on.
does he say as he's running in? Wait. What does he say?
I have no idea. That's my first note.
I think it's
Mike
like,
and I are
wait,
comparing notes.
wait. I think that's
Is
what
that
he
what he
says.
says?
I think so.
What the hell?
Wait.
Wow.
Doesn't make any sense, but he's
When's
he's
the
having
last
the time
time
of
you
his
had
life.
this kind of like unbridled joy that these caddies have?
He's also
That's a
flinging.
really good question.
He's also flinging golf clubs everywhere. It's kind of dangerous.
Yeah, and it's probably not good for
but
the
they don't
golf clubs
care.
either. Yeah.
Yeah.
He sees a pool. He's gone insane. He's lost his
Right.
mind. He's like a Fremen seeing the ocean for the first time. Who's with me?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. All right. That was a Dune reference.
No.
Now that we've gotten the Dune reference out of the way.
Right.
Oh, there's a shot of the they're all running in pell-mell, going all crazy, and somebody drops an inner tube on that woman's head, and it goes around her neck. I don't know if I'm making this up, but I feel like that has been in every single promo thing for Caddyshack that I've ever seen. That they always
Oh,
use
yeah.
that shot.
They
at least
love
I feel
that
like-
gag.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like a quick little thing. Oh, it's a zany movie with crazy stuff happening, like ladies with inner tubes on their necks.
Right.
Well, what about the guy before they descend? The guy with the flippers on and the snorkel, just stomping around with the flippers, and then jumps into the shallow end.
right on the kid's boat.
Yeah, right on the kid's boat, sank his battleship.
Yeah,
Right.
punk. Kids just
I
trying to
love
have
it. They're
fun.
just jumping in the pool.
It feels like there's a lot more caddies, or maybe just a lot different caddies than we've seen before. Like I don't recognize almost any of these people.
This is like the caddies and their friends.
Yeah.
Oh, they're allowed to bring friends? It's chaos.
I'm really surprised that Gatsby and Drew Scott are not in this scene. They hang out with all different people
yeah.
within the
They
club
cross all
from-
the spectrum.
across all
Yeah,
the
you would
social
think.
circles.
Yeah, you would think that they would be come running in with the caddies. They'd be in the front.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like leading
Yeah.
the charge.
You know what this reminds me of is I remember around the time one time I was in England and at that time they were discussing perhaps extending the drinking hours to like 24 hours or something like that, or out to make it more like the U.S. where you could drink quite late, because I guess the issue is that like people would have to fit all their drinking into like a 5-hour period. And so they would get just
unreasonable.
smashed because there was a lot of like really like rushed binge drinking, so they could get get that going before the pubs closed. And this is
Right.
what reminds me of, and there's a bit of an object lesson here for the rich people in the movie, which is that like if you give the caddies only 15 minutes, this is what happens. They're trying to fit an entire summer's worth of fun into 15 minutes,
Right, and they
Right.
do it.
and they do it. They do a great
I
job.
think they're
of it.
successful.
Yeah, I've never
But
had
I'll
as
tell
much
you-
fun as each of them are having.
But I'll also tell you what, this is the 15 minutes of hell for the lifeguard.
Oh my God, yeah. And I'm just watching D'Annunzio. He takes his shirt off and he kind of this is still the red shirt that he's been wearing today because it's the same day as the caddy tournament and everything. It's all like a 24-hour period. And
Do we know for sure it's the same
well,
day?
I think we do because he right after the tournament, he Danny goes over to Maggie's and says, "Hey, go swimming with me and stuff." And I assume that he's referring to this, like, "Hey, it's caddy day."
Oh.
And he's wearing the same clothes, and
Yeah, you know what? I never made that for some reason. That's obvious, but I never made that connection.
yeah, and it makes sense. The caddy day and the caddy tournament would be on the same day and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah,
And it
But,
also
it
doesn't
and
make
it
sense.
also makes sense that now that's why Danny and Maggie are a little bit late to the party because they just rolled out of bed.
They had other business elsewhere.
Yep, makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little surprised with that. D'Annunzio, he's got his duds, he's got his clothes that he seems to be into. And if I were him, I'd be worried about them getting all messed up at the poolside, even though he's like folding them neatly and everything.
Meaning what? Wait, so he's...
I don't. I'm surprised that
taking off his... Yeah.
He takes off his. You see him take off his shirt, and he's like laying the shirt out like on the chair or something, like neatly. But I would, if I were him, and I've never owned a piece of clothing that I needed to take care of, that like I was worried about or anything. But I would imagine, like I wouldn't go to the pool in a suit, and like lay out my suit like on the chaise lounge or whatever or something. I would leave the suit somewhere else, wear something grubby to the pool. And, maybe take off my T-shirt or something and then get in the pool or something.
What the hell are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm just saying that he seems like he's super into his clothes, but like, he's like the only well-dressed caddy.
Well, that's what he's wearing all day. He's not going to go change.
Yeah, that's not a long walk for some very inconsequential analysis.
I am taking a long time. I've been worried about this. Not worried about it, but I'm wondering about this since the beginning. Like, he's got the shoes and everything. They're clearly not cleats. They're not sneakers.
Well, wait a minute. Why would you worry about this?
Yeah.
It's okay. There's a fine line between worry and noticing.
Said, no, wait a minute. You said, I wonder and worry. I can understand where you're wondering.
I am wondering about it.
What
I'm
makes
definitely
you go
wondering.
From wondering to worrying about him folding his clothes?
I'm a little bit anxious. I'm an anxious person by nature.
Right.
And you take
nobody's
a life
more
of
anxious
nothing
than
but like breakfast cereal and like Legos and Star Wars and Creepy Camp up until he's an adult. And this is the type of thing that Tom has to worry about while the rest of us are worrying about everything else in the world.
Right, right. You guys be captains of industry while I try to figure out what D'Annunzio is going to do with his clothes. Make sure they don't get all messed up poolside.
What the hell? I mean, I don't understand any of this.
Let me put it this way. Let me come from a different angle. Let me phrase it this way.
Wait a minute. Yeah,
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, you can rephrase it in a second, but this goes back to, again, what it's the jokes and now his clothes. I don't get this.
Yeah. Breaking
Here's where
down
I'm coming
just
from.
things
I'm doing
choosing the most
minute-by-minute
quotidian things to break down.
I'm doing a minute-by-minute podcast of Caddyshack, so I'm noticing things, and instead of just like sitting back and watching the movie and talking about it for maybe a minute and describing beat by beat what happens, I'm sort of developing thoughts about it. I'm coming at it from different angles. I'm noticing new things. And so when I see D'Annunzio, who clearly doesn't worry that much about his shoes because he wears them out on the golf course. Like, they don't seem like shoes for the golf course. This outfit doesn't seem like something you'd wear to the pool. He seems to care about this stuff. He puts in an effort to look a certain way and have certain clothes. And they look to me like clothes that you would need to take care of a little bit. And you wouldn't want them to get decked. And there's mayhem going on. They're definitely going to get soaked. They're going to get stepped on or wet or something. I just hope everybody's okay.
Turn this into a poll or something for the listeners' hole. I don't know even know what to make of any of this.
I stand by my obsessions.
Very weird.
By the way, Joey's a girl. Turns out.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, no, I got to go back. A more interesting question about D'Annunzio, and succinctly put, D'Annunzio just removed his shirt, right? What did he do with the cigarette? Is he so good at smoking he can take the shirt off over the cigarette?
Oh no, the shirt unbuttons. It's a button down. You can
it's a
take it
total
off.
button down. I thought it was the one where.
So you're not even watching the movie, and you guys are taking me to task for stuff that I'm
don't you guys
noticing.
us? That's Dan said it. I didn't say it.
But you're giving me grief for noticing stuff and trying to do my job as a neurotic podcaster. Trying to notice every little goddamn thing. We got to fill minutes of this thing each minute.
Stop everything.
It's implied in our mandate.
No, that's anal. You're an anal podcaster. Yeah. Neurotic is what you're making me, and I'm neurotic to begin with, and I'm shaking like a leaf over here.
Dan and I planned this out ahead of time so we could freak you out.
Yeah,
that's not true.
Yeah, shaking Mike to his very core.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like shattered right now.
Okay, let's move on from that then. I don't want to kill anybody. But
Joey is a girl. I am shocked to learn that Joey, the heretofore apparent brother of Tony D'Annunzio, is a girl. Off comes his jersey.
It's got a boy's name, boy's cap, clearly short hair that fits under the cap.
Right. Boyish.
Why would they do this to us? They're blowing our minds.
Why they would do it. It's a gender bending moment.
It is.
In cinema history.
It's making me uncomfortable. I don't know what to think of myself based on what I'm seeing.
Well, you should be uncomfortable. Making everybody else uncomfortable with this.
Thanks a lot, Caddyshack.
Yeah.
My note here says that when I first saw this movie, I did not understand jockstraps, and I'm realizing as I say that I still actually, as a grown man, I don't understand jockstraps
because you never played sports.
I never played sports, but I don't. Okay, but you see in the movie, like he's giving that one girl grief, Baby Ruth girl. I still don't know her name. Grace.
That's Ann Ryerson, isn't it?
Ann Ryerson, yeah.
Nan Funkhauser.
Nan Funkhauser, exactly.
Well, what he says,
Robert Altman's A Wedding.
Yeah, what he says is, "Hey, Bigfoot, don't trip in the water."
He calls her Bigfoot.
Yeah, he calls her Bigfoot.
Why?
So
she's tall.
She probably is tall. Yeah, and so that's probably like a little inside joke. And she goes, "That's it."
Right. And she yanks his pants. You see him from behind while she yanks his shorts down, so you see his butt basically.
I get what
And
you're
as a kid,
saying,
I'm like, oh my gosh, he took his pants off. He's naked underwater. But then he gets up, and you can see that there's something covering his privates, but his butt is still like I just didn't understand. I don't know what's going on. This is like a movie stunt thing or something. Like
and if you
they're pretending that he's naked or something.
If you come out of the pool like that with only a jockstrap on, would you cover the front bit, the junk, or would you cover the butt? Your bum
I honestly don't know.
Out.
You're pretty. I mean, even though it's covered up, you're kind of exposed. Your business is sort of like it's there.
But a fig leaf, yeah.
That's right. But yeah, somebody explain jockstraps to me because I do not get it. Like, why would you do that instead of underwear?
Well, no,
it's gonna be on you, Mike.
All right. Well, thanks. First of all,
I've never understood it myself.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike DeMaria.
No, and I understand it with a cup, right? Because you wore them.
Oh, okay.
You wore them with a cup, in case when you're
see
playing.
People without the cup on.
No, I understand that. Yeah, that's because that's for support, which I never. We played sports, Dan and myself, but you would wear one with a cup over like some sliding pants or something under baseballs. You would wear which would be like almost like riding shorts, like biking shorts.
Right.
Yeah.
With some
You
padding.
didn't wear them with no underdraws.
No, nothing underneath. No. I think that's just popular. Yeah, that's popular in some fetish scenes, I think, or in some fetish circles.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, but no, you would wear like sliding shorts, which were like tight, lycra, like biking shorts. You would put the strap over with the cup. So that
exactly.
for protection, and then you would wear your baseball pants or football pants over that.
So in theory, the strap is just to hold the cup in place. It's just it's for the cup, and you need the cup
so
for
that you're
protection.
not wearing another pair of underwear. You're wearing the minimal thing that can also hold the cup in place.
The protective cup, yeah.
All right.
But then there is jockstraps where there is no place for the cup.
And that seems to be what Angie's got going on.
Right, it doesn't have the marsupial pouch in the front that you slide the cup into.
Is there support at all in just the strap on its own?
I just don't get that. That's what I don't get.
That's support or something.
This is really turning me on, by the way.
I think Mike's right about that.
What, that there is no... Wait, what did he say?
That it is about support, although it's not something that I don't need support as much as some, to put it one way. I don't know.
Well, from the looks of it, just from this quick scene before he covers up with his cap, it looks like he's about as supported as he would have been if he was just wearing like tighty whities.
Yeah, that's
just regular old jockey shorts.
Again, you've hit on what I don't understand about this. Like, just wear a decently tight pair of underdraws, and you've got all the support you need, really. Because otherwise, if you didn't, then how could you go around all day anyway?
Yeah.
I don't.
And oh my God, what if something happens to your cock and balls? Like, your generations will be lost. Just relax, mister. Have fun in the pool.
Right.
Angie D'Annunzio.
Recently, a friend of mine, my friend, you know Ben Sarah. Well, I won't say his name. Does it matter? No, Ben Saracen. Mike.
Well, you know what? It depends what you're going to say after you say his name.
Really,
yeah, right.
Remains to be seen.
No. He sends me. He doesn't write me a lot. We're close friends, but he's not. He's not a great sort of all-time great correspondent, and neither am I. But when he does write me, I take it very, very seriously. I know it's important. Like, he once in a while will write me like a big diatribe about how he can't stand the lyrics to Toto's Africa.
Who can't?
Like, he writes a big long thing about it because he feels passionately about it. And so he writes me not too long ago and sends me this link to Amazon. He goes, "Hey, I've been running lately, and I know you're a runner. Do yourself a favor, get a pair of these. Once you get past the initial embarrassment, you're going to love it. And so it's those shorts. You know what I'm talking about? The short runner shorts?
Yeah.
And when I say short, I mean these things are... Yeah. You could put them in I don't know, if you needed to travel with them, you could probably put them like inside of a pill box if you really needed to.
Yeah, you could fold it and put it in your wallet.
But I didn't understand.
Just in case.
I've never understood anything without the underwear. Like, I don't get that. Like, I do. I don't, like you say, like, the guy's got the jockstrap on without the underwear. I don't get that. I never played baseball or any of those things. I got to have some underwear. Mm-hmm. So I go and I run with them, and I'm like, yeah, they're fine, I guess, you know. But then it occurred to me, my underwear was, I wear the square cut boxer briefs, and they were dipping down below where the slits are on the sides.
Yeah, your boxers were longer than the shorts.
Dork.
Yeah, and then I wrote Ben and I said, Ben, are you supposed to go nothing else? Just these? Because they do have a sort of cradle bit in the middle, like a hammock, a banana hammock, if you will. And,
Jesus Christ.
And I certainly will. So
Why not?
He said, "Yeah, that's how you do it." So finally, I got my nerve together to go outside in these things with nothing but a thin layer of that silky material.
Wow.
Between me and as God made me, and everyone else. And then I have to say, he was right. It was the freeing feeling, incredible. I love these. Is it like
running around in your pajamas?
No, that would be a lot less revealing when you're on the pajamas. This was
well, did you guys wear jockstraps, Dan, when you did the God of War photo shoot? The Gods of War?
Yeah, that was just underwear.
Okay.
That was just underwear, but are you going to make me post this photo now? I can't do it.
No, you don't post the photo.
I don't think that Facebook will even allow it.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh, Gods of War.
I had a T-shirt made up. For some reason, I got this idea. Okay, to give you another story, I was living.
Because wait a minute, because Ben was one of those guys, right?
Right. Well, I was living with my friend Kendrick, and I wasn't living with him at the time. I was living with somebody else, and the guy that one day Kendrick used to say these random things, and he says to me one day, he goes, "Wouldn't it be funny if you had a photo of yourself just in your underwear with a sword?" And it said God of War. Wouldn't that be great if you had that, like a T-shirt with that on it? And that night, I happened to have been at another friend's house, and I saw that he had a sword. And I was like, wait a minute. And so I showed up the next day being like, let's do this. I've got everything we need.
This is Dan's origin story.
And so I'm standing in the bathtub with my two belts wrapped around my wrists, nothing but underwear on, and a sword, and it just says God of War.
Well, I had
some T-shirts made up.
But they rolled the underwear up so it'd be like a loincloth.
That's in your head, Mike.
No. You rolled. Let me tell you something, because I showed up that afternoon.
You dreamed that part just like Tom dreamed the clown rapist guy in Little House.
I did not. It's been validated.
No, because I showed up you were coming over to do something, and I showed up, and Ben was over there, Kendrick was over there, and when I walked in the house, there was like a mustiness in the air that didn't seem right. And I go, what the hell's going on in here? Like something doesn't. There's like a humidity in here that's just not normal.
Yeah, I believe that comes from the undercarriage. That there's a special kind of high humidity from the undercarriage.
There was a disturbance in the force, and I said, well, something's not right in here. So I walk in the back, and then there was like there was a photographer. One of them was the photographer. One's like kind of saying, "Now hold the sword up here, flex your muscles and give it give me your war face." And it was like there was a humidity in that bathroom. It was just
yeah.
And didn't you were gonna try to make stamps out of them? Remember?
Well, yeah. So we had one thing because we put them on one of these websites where you can get different stuff made, And so we had the T-shirts made, and we tried to get postage stamps made with them.
Oh my God!
And they rejected us because the U.S. postage stamp rules are that you can't, because we were brandishing a weapon. Not that it was us in our underwear, but that it was because we had a weapon.
See, in this day and age.
Thanks for reminding me of that story.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, brother.
Yeah. A lot of time on our hands back in those days.
Yeah, I guess so.
We had time for creativity.
Like that.
Unbridled, stupid creativity.
Yep.
See?
Yep. Kind of like this minute where there's this unbridled caddy joy.
Right.
Yeah, I think I answered my own
bananas.
question of when's the last time I had any kind of unbridled joy like that.
I think that was it.
Right. And it's fun that it sort of comes together. I like how that comes up at the time that I'm talking about the banana hammock and my running shorts, because that's a sort of a bridle as well, and that's a very bridled good time versus an unbridled good time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tom, just to go back to it, there's no reason why Angie is wearing a jockstrap here.
Is it strict? I mean, do you think that was like a movie decision? Like, oh, we want it to be. He has to have something on under his bathing suit.
I think you're right. I think you're right because she's removing his bathing suit, and you have to see that that's what happened.
And he wouldn't have underwear on under that. And if he did, it wouldn't be as embarrassing as like being sort of literally butt naked, if not front naked.
And there's really no marking. There's no like label on it. There's no different colors on it. It's just like skin color. So it's kind of, I think they just kind of made it.
Yeah, like they're just cheating a little bit. They badly wish they could have just had his dingly danglies all out there for the world, but they just couldn't do it.
But you didn't do that back then. That's not what people wanted out of their slapstick movies.
I don't think you do it now.
No. It's maybe a little. It does maybe happen occasionally. People have gone for the laugh because there's something funny about whenever you see just a guy dangling there. It's just we don't look good, and it's funny. There's nothing.
I think dangling you can get away with, but I think not dangling. I think
I don't know what you're talking about.
It makes Jesus cry or something like that. Like,
yeah, it's okay for the dangle. The movie I'm thinking of specifically is Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, where there's an entire scene sort of built around the fact that it's just funny to see dudes dangling there.
That's awesome.
John C.
I want
Reilly.
to see that now.
Yeah, check out that scene. It's worth the price of admission alone.
I remember liking that movie.
But this lifeguard man, he's pissed off right from the beginning. Anyways, he called was he calling me a pencil neck?
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, you.
Yeah. And this is like maybe they all draw straws to see who works Caddy Day.
Yeah, he must have known this was coming.
Well, let's talk about
the
zinc.
His first Caddy
let's talk
day.
about the zinc oxide.
Oh, thank you for bringing that up. I wanted to discuss it as well. What's up, Mike?
Yeah.
Tell me what you think.
Well, he's got the zinc oxide on the nose, but he has one leg completely covered in zinc oxide. And I remember watching this as a kid and thinking that it was a cast. And I thought,
me too, actually.
I was like,
That's
it's kind of
amazing
I
you
noticed that.
Yeah, I always just assumed it was a cast, and it made sense that it was a cast, but then it didn't make sense that he was just covered with zinc oxide on one leg.
Why would you
Is he in the process of covering it? Is he like applying it now and then he's been interrupted or something?
No, I think
what's
that's
he
just
going
the
to
way
do? Cover
it
the whole body? I mean,
I don't know. That is super weird.
I've also never totally understood why do you just do the nose? I see people that have the nose only. Like, so it's just only the nose they put it on? I don't get that.
I guess that's the most. It's exposed more.
Yeah.
It's a protrusion.
But then what if you just have a white nose and everything else is?
God, that's a really good point.
It's weird.
Okay, this reminds me of something my son was asking me that is sports related. He sees the guys, baseball players with just the lines of black under their eyes, and I tell him, "Oh, son, that helps to keep the glare of the sun out of their eyes." And he says, "How?" And I go, I have no idea. I don't know. That doesn't seem like that would work, does it? Come on, son, let's watch Doctor Who.
Yeah, Mike, what's your take on this?
On what?
On the black stuff under the eyes.
Did you ever wear it?
What?
No, we did it because we thought it looked cool.
Yeah,
that's probably 90% of it. Yeah.
I think it has something to do with like if you're on a black top surface, you don't have that glare as if you would if you're on a light colored surface.
Well, what are you playing? Baseball on a highway or something?
No, I'm not talking about baseball. I'm just talking about having that dark surface under your eye. Kind of, I think it goes back to it doesn't reflect. So light doesn't reflect off of the black; it's absorbed by the black.
Oh, so when I'm out on a bright day and I'm squinting, part of that is because the sun is reflecting off my own face into my eyes.
Because you don't have eye
I think
black.
so. Yeah, I think so because I think It's the same thing with you wearing a black shirt. The sun the shirt absorbs the heat and it doesn't reflect.
Well, I get that much, but it just seems
that's
weirdly.
The theory. But I tested this out when I was playing, and I got to tell you, I never noticed a single bit of difference.
I would imagine that I would not either.
I did notice that I felt cooler with it on.
Well, sure, you feel like a baseball player.
And I don't mean physically cooler. I was just like, I'm cool.
No, awesomer. Yeah.
And I grew out of it, and I stopped wearing it probably when I was about 14 or so.
But the eye black.
Then you were a true man.
The eye black. Yeah.
You didn't need to prove it to anybody.
Yeah.
So you didn't smear it on your face like the Ultimate Warrior?
No, or like, yeah, right. No, I did not play baseball in blackface, if that's what you're asking. That wouldn't be good.
No, that doesn't go down so good.
No.
That's not what I was insinuating. I said the Ultimate Warrior used to have the wrestler. The wrestler.
Yeah, that's right, the Ultimate Warrior. And he would tie those things around his arms and make like his own veins and stuff bulge out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was gross.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the very first WrestleMania ever on pay-per-view. I purchased it.
Iron Sheik?
I paid money. Yeah, I think the Iron Sheik was there. Hulk Hogan, Mr. T, Rowdy Piper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I love
Junkyard Dog.
Oh, Junkyard Dog, all of them.
Yeah.
Superfly.
I remember fully buying into that whole thing. Like I knew that it was real.
Flash Funk.
I knew that like the harder you punched Hulk Hogan, the stronger he got. Like he'd be on the ropes.
He'd just start
but then if the audience cheered enough,
violently.
and if he got hit enough, he would gain more strength and he'd become more superhuman than he was when he first got in the ring, and he would defeat the guy.
What about leaping?
I saw it happen with my own eyes. It was incredible.
Leaping Lenny Paffa with the poems and the frisbees.
Oh yeah.
Do you know whose brother?
Was that Lenny Paffa or was that
Leaping Lenny Paffa? Yeah.
Yeah,
do you know who his brother was?
Didn't he have two characters, that guy? Who was the brother? Is that...
No. His brother was... No, his real brother was Randy Savage.
Oh, get out of here.
Randy's name was Randy Poffo.
Oh, wow. My goodness.
And you know
he
Randy...
he was in Superman. I mean, Spider-Man.
He was... Macho Man was a minor league baseball player, Dan.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, he was. He was signed... he was... I'll look this up, but he was...
Macho Man. I didn't know that. The late Macho Man, right?
Yeah, Randy Poffo.
Oh.
And he had a baseball card, too. He was with the Reds.
Wow.
Oh.
Did he have neck tendons like Slim Jim's back then?
No, he was like a very skinny guy. He actually has a baseball card, the Cincinnati Reds baseball card.
Wow.
Okay, looking up Randy Poffo on baseballreference.com,
I think he did some time
maybe the greatest
website
in the history of the internet. Also known as Macho Man.
Wow.
Height 6'1", 195. He certainly was more than 195 later on. But yeah, he got as high as A-ball, which is that's no joke. That's a few levels up.
But he was with the Cardinals and the Reds in their system.
Went to Downers Grove High, you guys. Only a couple miles away from you.
Let's go check that out too.
Go pay our respects.
So then you get Ann Ryerson, I believe, jumping off of the diving board. I think that's Ann Ryerson, and just behind her might be Joey D'Annunzio.
I think she's the only one with a bathing cap. That's how you know her.
Right, that's how you know her. Right.
Yeah.
No,
and there's one goony guy. There's one goony guy who comes like at the very beginning of this minute, or like a few seconds in, when the first like mayhem starts. There's a guy who like chucks like a black inner tube into the pool, and he does some he looks like he's in a 20s silent movie or something. He does this super quick like gesture to the lifeguard, and then like kind of goes on with what he's doing. It's like he's very awkward and weird. Like it's super weird. I just saw him do it. It's like second 19.
Oh,
and it only lasts for a second.
It's like he snaps his finger like
like why you? Yeah. It just does something super weird, anachronistic gesture, emotional thing, and then just gets on with like taking his clothes off.
He's a big Buster Keaton fan. And he wanted to give a shout out.
Yeah, he's playing it to the back row.
I love that. That reminds me very much of Mitchell's move from a couple of minutes ago, where he snatched the ball up in a very demonstrative way in the background.
Yeah,
there's little details happening all throughout the movie. It's a richly textured tapestry.
It is.
It's their way of saying, as an actor, saying, I may be an extra in this one, but I'm going to do something where I will always be seen.
Again, also, we shouldn't get out of this minute without pointing out that, again, Tony D'Annunzio he does something that could be seen as mean and dickish or just kind of weirdly playful. When he does the thing with the kid's snorkel, he sticks his thumb on the kid's snorkel.
Yeah.
And the way he does it is sort of I'm messing with this guy. I'm giving him some guff. It's not like I'm going to drown this kid.
I didn't take it as this is the villain of the movie doing something villainous. I took it more the playful version.
And I don't feel like we're faking this stuff. I don't feel like we're just bending over backwards to make him a nice guy. He's got all these moments where he's kind of a nice guy.
No, and that's I've always thought of that moment as being I don't really have a problem with D'Annunzio anymore, or at that moment.
Right. I mean, in the next minute or so, he gets a lot more dickish, but we'll see what happens.
Well, I used to think that the guy with the snorkel was Spaulding.
Oh wow! It easily. Oh wait, doesn't Spaulding have a snorkel later, or does he? Maybe not.
Well, it doesn't when he screams later on. When he screams "duty," that's Spaulding, isn't it?
Right.
It's the same guy. Then.
Sitting here right now, I'm assuming that I've always thought it was. Maybe I'm gonna.
Well, maybe that's Spaulding, but the guy that in the first part of this minute, the guy who jumps in the pool and on the kid's boat, that's not Spaulding.
No, it's not. But the question would be: is it the same snorkel? You might be able to recognize the snorkel. Right. It's got a red thing at the top.
All right. What I'm doing here is I'm opening up my notes right now, so I'm going to make a note. I'm going to make a note for the next minute.
Oh, I can hear the pages.
Mm-hmm. So when
this. Mike's really got notes.
Yeah.
So when we go to that next scene when he screams "duty," because that is Spaulding, I believe. We'll do a deep dive, maybe a side by side. Let me put that right here. Next snorkel minute.
Write down deep dive.
Spaulding. Mm-hmm. Is it same person? Question
I was thinking
mark.
It would be nice to get Mike a nice notebook or something, a nice bound leather bound notebook or something. And now he's taking notes. But then I thought about the story with him snatching back his thoughts from his mom when she was cleaning his room, and then she got him the notebook and everything. And I thought it'd be weird.
Right.
I thought
Wait,
it'd bring up awkward memories.
Wait a minute. Did we talk about that in these minutes?
Yeah. You snatched your thoughts back, and she.
Well, they weren't thoughts.
I'm so glad that you're. I'm so glad that you're writing your thoughts, and I got you these nice notebooks to write your thoughts in.
Yeah, she thought that her son was being a kind of thoughtful, Samuel Pepys type person.
I was snatching back my dirty magazine.
That's right.
Yeah. Well,
no, but wait a minute.
Well, we know that.
I know. I
America
told you that.
knows
Wait
that.
a minute. Wait. And this could be just the pre-New Year's me is trying to figure out what the 2016 me was talking about. Because I'm a lot better. I'm a lot better now. I'm thinking with a clear mind. But did I tell you that story in the podcast? Because I know I told you that story off the podcast.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I think we told you we were recording a podcast at the time.
What
so I don't feel guilty about it.
Oh.
Yeah. It was a good episode, too. I enjoyed it.
Oof. Why do I have no recollection of that? 2016, man.
Great.
It was a year ago.
Mike.
Yeah.
This may be Spaulding. I think it is, actually.
This kid with the snorkel right now?
Yeah. I think it's Spaulding.
Well,
we got to watch his shorts. He's got the almost Union Jack sort of shorts or something.
It's like Union Jack, but it's horizontal and vertical without being diagonal, but it is the same color scheme as the Union Jack. And the fat kid in the orange shirt in the background appears to be playing dead in the water in a very weird, it's kind of creepy when you start looking at it. It's very creepy.
Oh my God.
There's a lot of weird stuff.
I used to do that all the time, actually.
Here.
It's a weird movie.
Yeah. I sort of like doing that too.
It's a very weird movie. That kid is the orange kid. He's just dead in the water. That's hysterical.
He's just laying there, motionless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's definitely the same person with the Union Jack shorts who dives in and breaks the boat at the beginning. I don't know.
Oh, right. But I don't think that's Spaulding, though.
Yeah, it's a tough call.
Yeah.
He looks a little too young to be Spalding.
Like I said.
Oh, no, that's not Spalding at all. I'm looking at him jump in the pool. That's not Spalding. No. That's like a kid. That's like a preteen.
But the dude where Tony covers his blowhole, that could be Spalding.
No, I think that's the same kid that we see jumping in with the snorkel. He's got the same shorts and everything.
He's got the vertical, horizontal Union Jack shorts.
All right. Well, we made a note to look in the next minute that we'll see.
Yeah. Well, we got to see what Spalding. Maybe this is like a stunt Spalding, and they're trying to pass him off as Spalding, and I think we're not going to notice because of the snorkel. It could be because
definitely the one who I don't want. Spoiler alert. The one who finds the baby Ruth in the water.
Yeah. Is
definitely Spalding.
Right, yeah. That's what we're saying. So we got to compare his wardrobe when we get there. Yeah. Yeah, that's important. Pool mayhem. That's good fun. Yeah. When was the last time you were at a pool? I'd like to go to a pool. Nah, not really.
I like a pool.
I'm tired.
I tell you, despite the fact that I've never swum, I do.
You don't have the swimming. You don't have the outfit.
I love being in the water. I love a bath. I love a pool.
It's charming.
I like to just put my feet in, too.
Yeah.
I love the water.
We all do.
All right.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, that's it. Nobody has anything to say about that.
We're not still saying anything. Or you're looking for a reaction from us?
The guy's shorts. That's Angie D'Annunzio, right? I don't know if this has been clarified, but the guy with the jockstrap, that's Angie.
Oh, yeah. No bare feet.
You know, I'm thinking maybe that that may not be Spalding at the end.
That's possible too. I've had preconceived notions shattered on this podcast already, so I'm prepared for that not to be Spalding. Okay, but in my head, it's Spalding so far.
Yeah, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it.
One more note, and this was sort of touched on by Tom a little bit, but I realize now watching it in detail that I've always been vaguely unnerved by this, but that there's some dangerous things happening at this pool I don't like. First, of course, you get Mitchell, formerly known as Motormouth, throwing the clubs just wildly off in another direction. You could just kill somebody like that.
That is a real Motormouth move in the sense that he thinks he's being funny, and he's just not even noticing. Like, there are people like that in the world who will just throw golf clubs.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they think it's funny.
Some kid gets in the temple, and then Motormouth, and they go, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "I don't know. I didn't think. I
was jumping in the pool. It was classic.
I don't know." And how I couldn't have known. And then you go, "Yeah, well, that's why you don't do things like that, Motormouth."
Yeah.
Mitchell,
think.
Randall Mitchell Motormouth Jr. Get over here.
Get off that kid's head.
So it's not just that, but near the end, somebody jumps in, and then guy jumps in a big suplex right on top of him.
Oh my God!
He's the dude that's fully clothed in the white. He's in the white like dress shirt and black jeans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he just lands like he's bringing the elbow down on somebody.
Oh my God!
It really bugs me because I wonder if that guy's okay. Because I don't like that feeling of when you're in the water and someone's landing close to you or like they're landing on top of you. So probably
and they're having a ball because it's funny that they're on you.
And you're just like, I'm right here. You don't just jump
I'm
on
underwater. I can't breathe.
Yeah, and plus you can't swim.
Die? So how bad you'll feel.
Yeah, you've never swum.
Yeah, if you can't swim.
I die, just so you can feel really bad.
Mm-hmm. You'll have to speak at my
That'll
funeral.
Learn you. Yeah.
Right. I didn't see him there, and I... Does a Dudley cough at the funeral?
I didn't realize he had never swum.
That's all I have to say about this minute. I feel like I've carried on a lot now. I apologize, but sometimes
it's your job.
The spirit moves you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're doing the right thing.
That's what makes a god of war.
That's right. He raises his sword to the heavens in his underpants.
I already forgot about that. Oh.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go to bed worrying about D'Annunzio's clothes.
All right. Great.
You guys do what you got to do.
All right.
Everybody else, do what you got to do. And what you got to do is come back next time for minute 45. That was a killer segue. That was awesome.
And tell your friends to listen to us.
Just keep moving, Tom.
Yeah. And you know what? While you're moving, go to iTunes. Tell people write us a nice review on iTunes.
Yeah, and to our regular listeners, bring one friend to the listeners' hole. So let's pretend that this is friend day at the listeners' hole. Just like the caddy day at
Bring
the
a
pool.
friend.
Yeah.
For the next 15 minutes, bring somebody to the listener's hole.
Bring a friend and have them comment.
Yeah.
As a reward, the award for bringing a friend, for referring a friend to the listener's hole, is that referring a friend and doing something together with a friend is its own reward, and that's what you get for that.
Well, we can
right,
go to
Dan.
caddyshackminute.com and check us out there.
Yeah.
There's a beautiful
For God's
layout
sake.
there. Tom has organized it beautifully.
Oh, I put pictures on it and everything.
The listener who brings the most friends to the listener's hole receives Dan's God of War T-shirt.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
very
All right.
nice. Wow.
Yeah, we'll do that. Sure.
Now, I
maybe-
assume that we, as employees of the Caddyshack Minute, are not allowed to participate in this contest?
No.
No.
Okay.
No, because
Fair enough. All right.
But I will be sending Mike a God of War tank
Coffee
top.
mug from Zazzle.
I'll make my own
There you go.
U.S. postage stamps. Thank you very much. Zazzle.
Okay.
All right, you guys.
That's enough.
Enough
All right,
about
Tom.
us.
Just keep it moving.
I'm going to keep it moving. This is the end of the show. Thank you for listening.
cough
Come
up.
back next time, etc.
Hey, you scratched my ankle.